Yes, this is what I'm doing today. Today, I'm breaking down Pappo's video on Roblox Asyms, but only his Forsaken part. As you know, I'm quite the god at Forsaken. Lord help, I need grass. Anyways, I immediately want to criticize the title of the video. The original title was Bad Games for Bad People, but his pansy ass changed it to Roblox Asyms Suck and I Hate Them. So what Pappo was saying is that me, a person, playing what I love, suck as a person for playing said games. This guy actually sucks. Let's actually get into criticizing the video. I don't want to blow a fuse already.
Gameplay loop is just Dead by Daylight but worse. Every map has around 5 generators for you to complete, featuring a recreation of the iconic Flow Free app. The issue is, doing it doesn't matter.
The generators actually do matter. In Forsaken, time matters. He does bring up that getting a kill as killer adds time, but it's to balance things out. A survivor could drain the time, and when killed, the killer would be awarded with extra time to do their thing. This is very important when going up against excellent teamwork.
If you go out of your way to do the objective, it doesn't unlock a win condition. The only reason there would or should be a goal in a game like Forsaken.
Not every Asym needs a win condition to be good, like how every horror game doesn't need jump scares to be good. You saying this is just you coming in with high expectations, and when it didn't live to set expectations, you throw a hissy fit.
The generators are an illusion of a goal, and due to it being a mirage, most people don't bother engaging with the system in any way.
He says this when it's an actual problem that healers or stunners get gen hungry and don't help their team. He says no one does this, but me, as a noob main, rush to the gens first to slow down time, and that's it. Gens are important.
Forsaken's identity is very disjointed. It's trying to be its own thing, yet relies on old Roblox as the base for everything gameplay-wise.
Forsaken is meant to be a tribute to old Roblox media, and before you even talk about knows, he is old Roblox media, being inspired by the vampire bundle. And yes, Forsaken has costumes and emotes, but those are optional. You could always just go costumeless or go with costumes that represent old Roblox.
The roster of this game is either based off of old Roblox properties or are my awesome cool OC that everyone loves. Said OCs just happen to have more complicated movesets or are fucking terrible to play against.
If we're gonna talk about complicated movesets, look at Deuce. Almost no one knows how to play this guy. He isn't an OC, but his kit is somewhat complicated, not to mention Guest 1337, who basically requires all skill to use properly. While you can easily turn your brain off while playing the chance or to time, and about surviving against them. Get good. I'm not the one to say this, but skill issue. This is the only time I'll say this because every killer is counterable when you know how to deal with them, even knows.
In the same cast, you have characters like Shedletsky, who has access to a sword with a very small hitbox, and chicken that can be used twice that heals up to 40 HP. Or Elliot, who has a pizza and a speed boost.
Fun fact, Pappo, swords have small ranges. Shedletsky does not carry around Sephiroth's 9-inch sword, and Elliot heals because he is a support. His speed boost can be used for 2 helpful reasons: to get to an injured survivor quickly or to buy him more time against the killer. Not to mention, he pointed out both survivors who are the best in their class, and yes, I'm saying Shedletsky is the best stunner because he's less predictable and has a healing move, so healers can focus more on other survivors. Elliot is literally the best support, even if I don't agree with it. He is, and always will be.
But then you have characters like Two Time, who has a dagger that can stun from behind, with a shorter cooldown than Shedletsky, and an extra 0.5 seconds of stun.
The more stun is because to time is all risk and reward. The definition of risk it for a biscuit. To time stun is harder to hit because it is from one angle. Shedletsky can stun from any angle. If to time stun fails, it means death.
A crouch that lets you become undetectable and turns you transparent for 10 seconds, which lets you use a dash with your dagger, and a second life that lets you set your spawn point at the beginning of the round. To make up for it, they're balanced by having only 80 health.
A thing Pappo forgets is the ablation bar, a gimmick that holds to time back. If you don't know, to time needs to land to backstabs or for front stabs to fill their ablation bar, which is the only thing keeping them from their second life. Their crouch also slows them down and makes a loud sound effect when using stab. To time is just a worse version of Spy from TF2.
But actually, who gives a fuck about balancing because you get 20 health back by hitting a backstab? Keep in mind, Elliot has the same amount of health and is actively a detriment to both the player and the team they are a part of.
Here is what I mean by the fact to time is a risk character. Your reward is health and oblation. It's a nice bonus. And for Elliot, that's your team's job to keep the healer from dying. V and to time can heal themselves. V is because she can't heal on normal terms. To time because it's your reward. For Elliot, your team helping you allows the reward to heal with a medkit. That's why teamwork matters. If you don't heal, your team will not help you out in return. If you don't scratch their back, they won't scratch yours.
There is power creep in Forsaken.
All I need to say is, Sixer versus the dreaded IKEA table, and Nose versus a fucking roof. To time is not power creep, because they've been there since the very start and got heavily nerfed to the fucking ground.
The designs of certain characters were changed in an attempt to make them more unique or scarier, but in practice look like they were drawn by a 12-year-old on Tumblr. These are supposed to be the same character.
Sixer looks like a beast due to the Spectre's influence. There are reasons Sixer looks different. I get that you want your plain, run-of-the-mill guess 666. I'm gonna say this, as a child, I could not draw Sixer even if I tried. He does look different because they wanted something original, not the same, and TBH ugly looking, guess 666 design, and I don't blame them.
The maps are references to older Roblox games save for 2, and those 2 just happen to be some of the worst maps in the game. It's pretty cool that everything original tends to either fall flat or be busted beyond recognition. Really neat stuff there.
All the maps are not for the weak, and the only map I can condone hate for is Planet Voss and Nose Temple. Both suck for either killer or survivor, but something original in this game is not just busted or weak. Chance is a fine sentinel, but not the best. He's a good character, just heavily relies on luck. Sixer is a middle of the road killer too. He requires skill. After all, his worst fear is a table. The way I was laughing my ass off by how horribly written this segment is, he treats the weird side of the fandom as if it's the only side of the fandom. He needs to do more research on the fandom than just searching up Forsaken on Twitter and calling it a day. This is the dumbest statement ever. As a person with room temperature IQ knows John Shedletsky is a real person.
Forsaken is heavily monetized. During the Halloween event, there was a killer that would take you multiple weeks to unlock using the in-game currency. But if you were to spend real-world money to skip the grind, it would cost a minimum of 60 USD.
The only thing you got from buying Nose from the Halloween shop is a special skin. It was optional. Plus, he wasn't released instantly. He was added out of nowhere, and anyone that played before he was added to the event probably had enough to get him either way. The grind is just playing the game. Nose was also announced to have been transferred to the regular shop when the event was done. You would know if you would listen to the news. It was optional.
I find that atrocious, especially when the killer was brought to the base shop less than a month later. The killer, mind you, being incredibly broken. Kirk genuinely knows Feratu is the first pay-to-win ASIM killer.
Nose was optional and got nerfed to hell and back. He's actually able to lose if you know what to do in order to beat him, huge a wall, and dodge his attacks. That's it.
There's also an enormous amount of skins, most of which being references to pre-existing media. It's designed so if the player recognizes something they like, they will be more inclined to either continue playing or to spend money. They recognize their favorite character, and they want to show their appreciation for their special interest. There's nothing inherently wrong with cosmetics. You're allowed to make money off of your product. I just wish the customization wasn't lazy. I wish it was unique, instead of feeding into the pre-existent love of their players.
Skins are fucking optional. You do not need to have a skin. If you like a skin's references but it's over a character you hate, it's optional to learn how to play that character or find a skin that you love for the character you love. It's, again, optional. You can just play as default skins. No one will judge you. It's not a crime. You need to stop bitching about skins and just stop buying them if they're that much of a problem. That's my review of Pappo's Forsaken section on his ASIM video. Reminder, this guy said, you versus Homer was the best ASIM. It's like putting a 5-meal steak in front of you and then eating the fucking napkins. He dogged on Bear. When you versus Homer is a copy of Bear, he's so stupid that it hurts, and everything he listed to hate about Forsaken is just dumb ways to hate on the game. He didn't mention the bad devs, the 25% situation, the devs handling things horribly, and etc. He just hated on the game for dumb reasons, due to it being hated already. He wanted to ride the hate train, but for all the wrong reasons. Pappo just wants money and views, that's it. He says it's rage bait or that it's his opinion. Doesn't mean I can't shit on his opinions. Free speech exists. This is the end of the video. If you liked it, I have more coming up soon. My next video will be me listing Sonic characters and entities that I'm surprised that haven't made it into an asym. Like and subscribe. Goodbye, and have a amazing day.